way back, I don't know how many years ago, but it was a lot. We were all at Tapo's house. Everybody sitting around got a present. I remember Granny, I think her name, was sitting in the rocking chair. Grandma.
Granny was Mom's mom.
I just remember the mole.
That was a ward.
I was little, Connie. But I remember that, and that was fun Christmas.
Grandma told me that you never make fun of somebody because that wart on her nose is what happened. There was this older lady that had a big wart on her nose, and Grandma had made fun of her when she was a young woman, and then as Grandma aged, she had the wart grow on her nose. So she said, honey, let that be a lesson to you to never make fun of anyone.
At that fun Christmas that I remember, I got a Tonka truck that year. Don't know how old I was. Got no clue.
I was little,
I'm trying to remember
and
what it was.
we lived
I know
across
it
the street
takes
from
me
where
to
we
look
live
like-
now.
Don't like it.
And
It's
I
terrible.
don't remember who was at the house,
you know,
but
Her mom.
we went outside to look for Santa Claus because he was on the roof. And somebody was on the roof acting like they was tapping on the roof when we went back inside.
Really? Do you know who it was?
No, I do not.
Must have been Santa Claus
It must have
then.
been. But I went to bed. I remember going to bed. I went to bed quick, fast.
Alan sold my truck.
Stole?
He sold it. Look at me.
What happened?
I'm just messing with him.
Oh, well, tell me a memory.
I'd probably say one of the most positive memories would be Kaylee.
Huh.
Yeah, her first Christmas because she tried to eat the paper.
Who was that?
Kaylee, she tried to eat the paper in the box and everything else, but yeah, that's probably the most fun I think I've had.
Your daughter eating paper.
Yeah.
Is when Alan was born, and the look in his eyes when he'd wake
You
up
see what he's trying to do?
and see that Santa Claus would bring
I think
him.
he's trying to eat it.
He was so little that I would
Oh,
go
yeah?
to work when I got home. I would, and we had the tree tied thing through the tree on each side so he couldn't turn it over. While I cooked supper, he would decorate the tree. Mama came over one time. She said, "Why all the decorations from here down are on this side of the tree?" And I said, "Because Alan decorates the tree every night." He didn't break anything. He would very carefully hang the thing. And the next night, he'd move them all to the other side of the tree. And that would be one of my favorite memories.
One, when Mandy and Kelly were little, and Mandy was doubting there was a Santa. Santa visited our house and brought them each a little snow globe that year that they still have. And it was really neat because Bobby and I stood there with Santa in the room and watched the excitement on her face. Mandy ran from halfway across the room and sailed into Santa's lap.
You want just to dig it out with his spoon?
And who's going to see it? Later on, when she was about 19 or 20 or 21, she asked me who that was. And she never did figure it out. It turned out to be a really good friend of ours. So that's a neat memory. Another memory I have is the year I got my donkey. You remember my donkey?
A donkey.
Yes, it was an orange stuffed toy, and it was a pajama bag. You unzipped it and put your pajamas in it. And I think I got Kissy, my dog Kissy, that same year. You pulled her arms together and she kisses, and that's it. I still have Kissy.
I'm not doing it now.
I gotta rethink.
So my favorite Christmas memory is spending the night with Kelly in her room on Christmas Eve before Santa came. Every year I would sleep over in her room and we would have a little slumber party, right? Before Santa came. It's probably one of my favorites.
Do you remember that?
Yeah,
What did you like about that?
I remember that, dude.
What did you like about it?
I like about Santa Claus.
can be sassy, but she thinks she's a dancer.
That's why I like
Wait, I thought your aunt was asking if I try to put these on.
I have a whole sci-fi DVDs.
You do.
How tall is it? Is it all the way up? Christmas Eve part, but I remember sleeping in the living room in the den next to the fireplace because they lost power.
That was Christmas Eve.
That was Christmas Eve? I didn't know that.
It was so cold. Do you remember how cold it got in there? It was horrible. But it was so cool because we all slept in the den together. And poor Santa, I don't know how he managed to get there without us seeing him, but he did. Because it was 25 years ago, 1998.
Remember that?
Well, it's in the Gazette Journal, the local paper, had a big write-up on it this week, and I just thought it was so cool. And I was thinking back to Bobby slept in his chair. We pulled out the sleeper sofa. Mandy and Kelly slept on that, and I took the cushions from the sofa and put them in the floor and slept on the cushions.
Why was it so cold? Was there like
We had no heat.
what happened?
The ice storm knocked out the power, and all we had was the fireplace. And it wasn't gas logs, it was one burning fireplace. It's so cold in that house. We would take turns running out the door to go to the bathroom because it was so cold to go in the other part of the house. It was so funny.
How you doing, Betty? We used to do a lot of stuff on Christmas.
What's your favorite thing that we do at Christmas?
Presents.
Presents. And is it our bacon on Christmas Eve?
Yeah.
Yeah, we always have a good time doing that.
Yep. Christmas shoes.
Cool. They don't have paint spatter on them, do they? Oh, let's see the tops of them. Uh-huh. Oh, let me see the top of that one.
They have.
How did you get paint on them? How did you get paint on them?
Well, at church I threw stuff on wall, paint on a giant whiteboard that's the size of a pickup truck. We threw sponge paint.
Oh, you threw it?
And then we threw cups of paint on the wall.
Wow.
And I think we threw powder paint.
Squeeze right here real hard.
Cool. I bet that was
This
fun.
direction.
Yeah, it was. It was so fun and
What happened? What did you see when you took the tape off?
Once it gets about to 45
a
degrees,
picture
you can just hold it together right here and press down.
Bethlehem.
The hinges
Ah.
on
And
these,
he tells us nature.
these variety
It was
cases
actually
are not real good.
Getting the presents.
What's your favorite present?
My fire jacket, Hot Wheels garage, and I think that's
Tell me about was it a wagon?
dragon.
A dragon. You said something about Dr. Pepper. What was that?
A dump truck full of Dr. Pepper.
That's what he wants.
Dump truck. That's what it was. But that was fun.
And the house made of Dr. Pepper and full of Dr. Pepper. The house full of Dr. Pepper was still all Madson's.
Okay, well that's where we went to his place. He told us we could have a tree. They had the rifles, Daddy and tadpoles, and they would shoot mistletoe out of the tree, out of the top of the tree.
What's that got to do with looking for a Christmas tree at the farm?
Well, we didn't get it at the farm. We got it off Landry's.
Oh, he didn't want to cut none of his down, huh?
I don't know. I was too little to care. All I wanted was a Christmas tree.
It's a mistletoe.
And so we got the holly and the mistletoe off the fence.
So you have to see what the card
And
says.
I remember Daddy and
So you can
Tadpole
gather
at odds, seeing who could shoot the most mistletoe right at the treetop.
And now it's my turn. As I was looking back this Christmas to past Christmases, I see one when I was a little kid, and I was at my grandfather's and grandmother's house, and I was playing with a new toy. I don't know if it was a truck or what, I was in the floor, and I was playing with this toy, and my cousins were in the floor. We were all playing with toys, and we were kind of talking with each other and working together and having a lot of fun. And I didn't know anybody else was in the room but us kids. And then I looked up and I saw my grandfather sitting in a chair, and he had the biggest, warmest smile on his face. And it just made me feel so good, because I could just feel the love he had for his grandchildren.